Have you ever felt like you don't quite fit in? Like no matter how much you try to connect with others, there's a part of you that's set apart, different, unique, even misunderstood? If so, you're not alone. And let me tell you, this isn't by accident. You weren't meant to blend in with the 97% of the world. You were chosen. What if I told you that your solitude isn't a curse, but a divine setup? That God is using your isolation to awaken something within you? Superpowers that most people will never understand. While others fear loneliness, you thrive in it. Because in the silence, in the stillness, you are being shaped, strengthened, and transformed. Today, we are diving deep into 5 powerful abilities that only the chosen ones develop through being alone. These aren't just skills. They are spiritual gifts that set you apart, making you stronger, wiser, and more in tune with your divine purpose. If you've ever questioned why you've had to walk so many roads alone, this message is for you. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn will change the way you see your spiritual journey forever. Before we begin, take a second to subscribe to the channel. Many who watch these videos aren't subscribed, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Hit that button and turn on notifications so you never miss another revelation that could transform your life. And if you feel like you're one of the chosen, type "I'm chosen" in the comments so we can stand together on this path of self-realization. Now, let's get started. There is something that happens when a chosen one walks alone. When the noise of the world fades and distractions disappear, they are left with nothing but their thoughts, their emotions, and their deepest fears. Most people run from this. They drown themselves in entertainment, in relationships, in anything that keeps them from being alone with themselves. But the chosen ones, they embrace it. They know that solitude isn't just an empty space, it's a divine testing ground. And through this testing, they develop a rare and powerful gift, emotional control. While 97% of people let their emotions dictate their lives, the chosen ones learn to master theirs. They don't react impulsively. They don't allow anger, fear, or sadness to control their decisions. They remain calm in situations where others panic. They can be surrounded by chaos and yet feel an unshakable peace within. To the outside world, this may look like detachment or even coldness. People may say, "You don't seem to care," or "Why don't you react like everyone else?" But what they don't understand is that this isn't indifference, it's wisdom. This ability isn't developed by chance. It comes from walking through fire, through heartbreak, betrayal, and loss. Every time a chosen one faces pain, instead of being consumed by it, they learn to observe it, to control it, to transcend it. They realize that emotions are like waves. They come, they go, but they don't have to be obeyed. And once they understand this, they gain an inner strength that most people will never achieve. Think of Jesus when he stood before Pilate. Here was a man who held the power to sentence him to death. The crowd was shouting, the accusations were flying, and yet Jesus stood there in complete silence. Pilate asked, "Do you refuse to speak to me? Don't you realize I have power to free you or crucify you?" John 19 verse 10. But Jesus wasn't shaken. He knew that no earthly authority could control his destiny. He replied calmly, "You would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above." John 19 verse 11. That's the level of control the chosen ones develop. They are not easily provoked because they know who they are. But this emotional discipline isn't just about remaining calm, it's about knowing when to act. The chosen ones don't waste energy on things that don't matter. They don't engage in pointless arguments. They don't react to negativity. They understand that their spirit, their vibration, is too precious to be drained by meaningless battles. While the rest of the world is busy fighting unnecessary wars, the chosen ones are focused on their divine purpose. This emotional control also allows them to move through life with clarity. In relationships, they don't beg people to stay. If someone walks away, they don't chase, they accept. If a door closes, they don't pound on it, they move forward. They understand that everything happens according to divine timing, and that what is truly meant for them will never require them to force it. This level of control is intimidating to many. People may mistake it for arrogance, for coldness, even for apathy. But the truth is, the chosen ones feel deeply. They love deeply. They care deeply. But they do not allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They love with wisdom. They care with discernment. They move with purpose. And this is where their true power lies. They are not controlled by external circumstances, whether they are praised or criticized, whether they are loved or hated, whether they succeed or fail. They remain the same. Their vibration stays high. Their frequency remains steady. But here's the thing. This kind of control doesn't make them emotionless. Quite the opposite. It makes them more in tune with the emotions of others, because once you master your own heart, you begin to understand the hearts of those around you. You see pain in the eyes of people who pretend to be strong. You hear sadness in the voices of those who laugh the loudest. You know when someone is being honest and when they are wearing a mask. And this leads us to the next superpower. Once the chosen ones have mastered their emotions, they unlock something even more powerful, something that allows them to see beyond words, beyond actions, beyond deception. They develop spiritual perception, an ability so sharp that it feels like having supernatural vision. And that's exactly what we're going to explore next. Once the chosen ones master their emotions, another ability awakens, one that sets them apart in ways few can comprehend. They develop a heightened perception, a spiritual sight, that allows them to see beyond the surface of people and situations. This isn't just intuition, it's spiritual discernment, a divine gift that acts like X-ray vision, exposing truths that others fail to notice. Most people judge by appearances. They trust words, fall for masks, and believe what they are told. But not the chosen ones. Their solitude has trained them to be observers. While others get lost in distractions, they have spent years studying human behavior, understanding energy, and recognizing the unspoken. They don't just hear what people say, they feel what they mean. They sense the hesitation behind a confident voice, the sadness behind a forced smile, the hidden agenda behind kind words. Jesus demonstrated this power repeatedly. When the Pharisees tried to trap him with their questions, he saw right through their deception. But Jesus knew their evil intent and said, "You hypocrites, why are you trying to trap me?" Matthew 22, verse 18. He was never fooled by appearances, and neither are the chosen ones. They know when someone is lying, when someone is manipulating, when someone has bad intentions. They may not always say it aloud, but they see it. This ability often isolates them even further. They notice contradictions in people's words and actions, inconsistencies that others ignore. When someone pretends to be kind but carries envy in their heart, the chosen ones can feel it. When someone claims to be happy but is internally tormented, they can sense it, and because they see what others do not, they often struggle to connect with those who live in illusion. But this perception isn't just about detecting deception. It's also about recognizing divine alignment. The chosen ones have an uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time. They receive spiritual nudges, an inner voice guiding them toward certain people, certain opportunities, certain decisions. They might feel an unexplainable urge to call someone, only to discover that person was in desperate need of encouragement. They might feel drawn to a specific place, only to realize later that it was part of a greater divine plan. This isn't coincidence, it's divine guidance at work. This X-ray vision also makes them excellent judges of character. Within minutes of meeting someone, they can feel their energy. They don't need days or weeks to know whether someone is genuine or deceptive. They can sense who is trustworthy, who is draining, who is spiritually aligned, and who is not. But with this gift comes a burden. Many times, they see things they wish they didn't. They recognize the selfishness in a friend before that friend betrays them. They see the jealousy in a loved one before it turns into resentment. They know when someone is about to walk away long before they actually do. And while others are blindsided by betrayal, the chosen ones are rarely surprised. Yet, despite this, they do not become cynical. They do not let their perception turn into paranoia. Instead, they use their gift wisely. They guard their energy, protect their spirit, and choose their company carefully. They are selective about who they allow into their space because they know that energy is contagious. They refuse to be surrounded by low-frequency people who drain their strength. This gift of perception also allows them to be extraordinary healers because they can see through the masks people wear. They can address the real pain underneath. They don't just offer surface-level advice, they speak to the soul. They provide wisdom that penetrates deep, touching places others avoid. When someone is struggling, the chosen ones don't just say, "I hope you're okay." They say, "I see you. I feel what you're carrying. Let's talk." And that kind of understanding is rare. But this heightened awareness is not without cost. Seeing deeply into people's souls means they often feel more than they should. They absorb emotions, they carry burdens, they sense suffering. This is why chosen ones need solitude. Their alone time is not just about peace, it's about recharging. It's about releasing all the energy they have absorbed, resetting their spirit, and restoring their frequency to a higher vibration. This is also why many chosen ones prefer deep, meaningful conversations over small talk. They crave substance because they operate on a different spiritual level. While others are caught up in superficiality, they are seeking truth. They desire real connections, not shallow interactions. And yet, despite their gift, the chosen ones sometimes feel misunderstood. Their insights can intimidate people. Their ability to just know things can make others uncomfortable. But they have learned not to dim their light just to fit in. They understand that this gift was given to them for a reason. It's part of their divine assignment. But what happens when this deep perception is combined with another extraordinary power, hyperclarity? What happens when chosen ones develop an internal compass so precise that it leads them through life with unwavering certainty? That's exactly what we'll explore next. If there's one thing that solitude gives the chosen ones, it's hyperclarity, a level of self-awareness and insight that makes decision-making effortless. While most people struggle with uncertainty, the chosen ones walk with confidence. They don't hesitate. They don't second-guess themselves. They move through life as if guided by an internal compass, always knowing exactly where they're supposed to be. This clarity isn't something they were born with, it was forged in isolation. When the world is loud, people get lost. They chase opinions, get trapped in endless distractions, and drown in their own confusion. But the chosen ones, they have spent years alone with their thoughts, separating truth from illusion, filtering out distractions, and aligning themselves with divine purpose. They don't need external validation to know what's right. Their spirit speaks to them directly, and they listen. This inner clarity is why they don't struggle with indecision like most people do. When faced with a choice, they don't overthink it. They don't waste time analyzing 100 different possibilities. They know when something is for them and when it isn't. If a relationship doesn't feel aligned, they walk away. If an opportunity doesn't match their spiritual journey, they let it go. They trust their intuition so completely that hesitation is no longer part of their vocabulary. And this isn't just about personal choices. This clarity also gives them an advantage in chaotic situations. When others are overwhelmed, stuck in analysis paralysis, the chosen ones move forward without fear. They see exactly what needs to be done. When everyone else is panicking, unsure of what to do next, they already have a plan. Jesus operated with this same level of clarity. He never hesitated. He never wasted time questioning his mission. He moved with precision, always knowing his next step. "I must be about my Father's business." Luke 2 verse 49. That's the kind of certainty the chosen ones develop. They don't need 1,000 signs to confirm their decisions. They don't wait for permission from the world. They hear the divine calling and they act. But this clarity doesn't just make them decisive, it makes them fearless. When you know you're walking in alignment with your divine purpose, fear loses its grip. The chosen ones don't waste time worrying about what-ifs. They don't get stuck in cycles of doubt. They trust that every step is leading them exactly where they need to go. This level of certainty makes them intimidating to others. Most people live in a constant state of confusion. They're always doubting themselves, always questioning, always seeking answers from the outside world. But the chosen ones, they carry a sense of knowing that others simply don't have, and that knowing makes them powerful. This is also why they refuse to be controlled. The world operates by keeping people in a state of uncertainty, confusing them, distracting them, making them doubt their own power. But the chosen ones have broken free from that. They aren't easily manipulated. They see through lies. They recognize deception. And they refuse to follow the crowd just because it's the easier path. But there's another side to this clarity. Because they see so clearly, they also speak with authority. When they give advice, it carries weight. People listen. They feel the conviction behind their words. They sense the wisdom, the certainty, the divine guidance. This is why chosen ones are often sought out as mentors, leaders, or guides. They don't just offer opinions, they offer truth. And yet, despite this incredible gift, the chosen ones still have one major challenge: being misunderstood. Their clarity makes them different, and different is often feared. People may accuse them of being arrogant, too confident, too sure of themselves. But the chosen ones don't let this bother them. They know that understanding is not required for alignment. They weren't meant to fit in, they were meant to lead. But clarity alone isn't enough. The chosen ones also carry another extraordinary ability: the ability to feel deeply, to sense the unspoken pain of others, and to connect with people in a way that goes beyond words. And that is where we are headed next. After mastering emotional control, developing spiritual perception, and walking with hyperclarity, the chosen ones awaken yet another profound ability: their deep empathy. This is no ordinary sensitivity. It's a soul-level connection to the emotions of others, an ability to feel what people cannot express, to sense pain that is hidden, and to understand suffering without a single word being spoken. While most people move through life unaware of the emotions around them, the chosen ones have an internal pain sensor. They can be in a room full of people and instantly know who is carrying sadness, who is pretending to be strong, who is quietly breaking on the inside. They absorb energy, sometimes without even realizing it. And this ability, though powerful, is both a gift and a burden. This kind of empathy cannot be learned. It is forged through experience. The chosen ones have endured suffering, rejection, loneliness, and betrayal. They have felt the depths of pain, and because of that, they recognize it in others. They don't just sympathize with people, they understand them on a level that few ever will. They see the wounds that are invisible to most. Jesus himself carried this divine empathy. When he stood at the tomb of Lazarus, even though he knew he would raise him from the dead, he still wept. John 11 verse 35. Why? Because he felt the pain of those around him. He carried their grief as if it were his own. That is the same weight the chosen ones bear. They don't just walk past suffering, they feel it, they acknowledge it, they respond to it. But here's the challenge: not everyone can handle their level of empathy. Many people suppress their pain, hiding behind smiles and distractions. When they come across a chosen one who sees them so clearly, it can be overwhelming. Some people feel exposed, uncomfortable, even defensive. They aren't used to being truly seen. And because of this, the chosen ones often find themselves misunderstood, even pushed away by those who fear vulnerability. Yet despite this, they never stop caring. They can't. It's who they are. Their presence alone brings healing. They may not always have the perfect words, but their energy, their understanding, their very being provides comfort. They carry light, and wherever they go, they bring a sense of peace that others don't even realize they need. This is why people naturally open up to them. Strangers will share their deepest secrets without knowing why. Friends will turn to them in moments of crisis. The chosen ones don't have to ask. People sense that they are safe, that they will be understood without judgment. Their spirit carries an energy that invites honesty, that welcomes truth. But this level of empathy comes at a cost. Because they feel so deeply, they also carry deeply. The pain of others becomes their own. They absorb emotions like a sponge, and if they're not careful, this can drain them. This is why chosen ones need solitude, not just as a preference, but as a necessity. They need time alone to release what they have absorbed, to cleanse their spirit, to restore their own energy. This is also why they are highly selective about who they allow into their space. Not everyone respects their energy. Some people, knowingly or unknowingly, will drain them. The chosen ones have learned that while they want to help everyone, they cannot pour from an empty cup. They have to protect their peace, guard their spirit, and be intentional about where they invest their emotions. But make no mistake, this empathy is not a weakness. It is a weapon, because the chosen ones do not just feel pain, they transform it. They take suffering and turn it into wisdom. They take heartbreak and turn it into healing. They take rejection and turn it into resilience. This is why they attract people who are lost, broken, searching for something greater. They are called to guide, to uplift, to illuminate the path for others. But they do not force change, they inspire it. Through their example, their wisdom, their energy, they show others that healing is possible, that growth is inevitable, that transformation is within reach. But there is one final ability that completes their spiritual evolution. One last superpower that makes them unstoppable. And that is the power to turn solitude into strength, to take loneliness and transform it into something divine. That's exactly what we will explore next. Most people fear solitude. They see it as isolation, as a punishment, as something to escape. But the chosen ones, they embrace it because they understand a secret that 97% of people will never grasp. Solitude is a sacred opportunity for transformation. While others run from loneliness, distracting themselves with meaningless noise, the chosen ones sit in it, learn from it, and use it as fuel for their spiritual growth. They don't just endure solitude, they master it. They turn it into a source of wisdom, clarity, and divine connection. This ability is what makes them unstoppable. This is what I call time alchemy, the power to take what seems empty and turn it into something powerful. Instead of wasting time, the chosen ones invest it. They refine their minds, strengthen their souls, and raise their vibration to new heights. They meditate, they pray, they study, they reflect. Every moment alone is a chance to sharpen their vision, to realign with their divine purpose, to prepare for what's ahead. Jesus himself demonstrated this principle. Before starting his ministry, he spent 40 days alone in the wilderness, Matthew 4 verses 1-2. That period of solitude was not a punishment, it was a time of preparation. He emerged from it stronger, clearer, and ready to fulfill his mission. The chosen ones follow this same path. Their seasons of isolation are not setbacks, they are setups for something greater. This is why they don't fear being alone. They understand that solitude is where revelations come. It's where divine messages are received. It's where the noise of the world fades, and they can truly hear what God is speaking to them. When others feel lost in their loneliness, the chosen ones are found in it. And what happens when they emerge from these seasons of solitude? They step into their purpose with a level of confidence and wisdom that shocks the world. While others are still searching for their path, the chosen ones already know where they're headed. They have spent time refining their spirit, listening to divine guidance, and preparing for the battles ahead. This is why the world often misunderstands them. The chosen ones don't move like everyone else. They are not constantly seeking validation. They are not desperate for attention. They are not afraid to walk alone if that's what it takes to stay aligned with their calling. And this makes them different, dangerously different, to a world that thrives on conformity. But here's the real power. The chosen ones do not just transform themselves in solitude. They transform the world when they return. They bring back wisdom that others need. They carry insights that can shift perspectives. They speak with authority because their words are not empty. They are backed by experience, faith, and divine revelation. People often ask, how do you always seem to know the right thing to do? Or why do you seem so unbothered by things that would break other people? The answer is simple. They have done the inner work. They have faced their shadows, overcome their fears, and come out on the other side with something priceless: self-mastery. This is why they do not break under pressure. While others crumble in adversity, the chosen ones stand firm. They have already faced themselves. They have already battled their demons. They have already found strength in their solitude. And because of this, nothing in the external world can shake them. This is the ultimate superpower, the ability to turn what most fear, solitude, into what most desire, wisdom, power, and divine alignment. The chosen ones do not waste their time waiting for life to give them answers. They create the answers. They take what others see as a disadvantage and turn it into their greatest asset. And this is why they are different. This is why they are part of the 3%. They are not here to fit in. They are here to rise. And now, the question is, are you one of them? Now, I have a question for you. Do you feel like you're one of the chosen ones? Have you experienced solitude in a way that has transformed you? Do you see these superpowers developing within you? Let me know in the comments. Share your experience, because your journey might inspire someone else who is walking the same path. And if this message resonated with you, don't leave without subscribing. Many of you watch these videos but aren't subscribed yet. If you want to keep unlocking deep spiritual insights like this, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss another revelation. Also, if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video with them. You never know who might need this wisdom at this exact moment. And before you go, I have something even more powerful for you. If you want to dive even deeper into the secrets of spiritual growth and divine purpose, watch the next video that's appearing on your screen right now. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. I'm Harold, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, stay aligned, and never stop rising. You are chosen.